Today, we're making Ga Kho Dua, or coconut braised chicken. This is one of my favorite ways to make chicken for an easy weekday meal, and the recipe is inspired by one of my favorite Vietnamese delis, Saigon Deli in the International District, where they sell lunchboxes for $6 to $8 with your choice of rice, noodles, and various protein options, including this Ga Kho Dua. Now, honestly, I haven't seen this dish at any other restaurant, and I haven't seen any recipes online for it either. So I'm not sure if it's something that they invented, but the ingredients and cooking techniques are typical in what you would find in Vietnamese cuisine. Now, this Ga Kho Dua is sweet and savory, it's tender and juicy, and I could literally drink the sauce by the cup. So do me a favor and make sure you like, comment, share, and save this video. Alright y'all, remember to wash your hands. First thing we'll do is get our prep work done, starting with a small shallot, and we'll just get that finely minced. And side note, I like mincing my garlic in bulk in the food processor, so I always have it on hand, but if you don't do that, now would be the time to mince up a few garlic cloves as well. Then I have a couple of Thai chilies, and these are optional, but I like the little bit of heat that it provides to the dish, and we'll just get that finely sliced. Next up, I have some green onions, and we'll just get that chopped up to use as a garnish later. The final component of our herb and veggie prep is our Persian cucumbers, which will serve alongside our chicken. And I'm just slicing them on a slight bias. Now, if you can't find Persian cucumbers, English cucumbers will also work, but Persians are my favorite just because it has thinner skin and less seeds compared to other cucumbers, giving it the perfect crunchy texture. And we can't forget to pay the cucumber tax. And if you like this recipe and you want to learn how to make more of your favorite Vietnamese and Asian dishes, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay up to date on all my latest posts. Once we have all of our herbs and veggies prepped, we'll move that to the side and start processing our chicken. Now I have 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and alternatively, you can use breast here if you want for a slightly healthier meal, but the juiciness of the thigh is unmatched in my opinion. Now we'll take our chicken thighs and I'll cut away some of the excess fat, and then we'll just cut them into bite-sized pieces. Once our chicken is all cut up, we'll move it into a mixing bowl and we'll marinate our chicken with a tablespoon of our minced shallots, a tablespoon of minced garlic, a tablespoon of fish sauce, half a tablespoon of chicken bouillon, half a tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of salt and pepper, and then a tablespoon of annatto seed oil for the color. We're gonna give this a good mix, making sure everything is evenly distributed, and then we'll let this vibe out in the fridge for about half an hour. Now to a small pot on medium-low heat, we'll make our nước màu, or Vietnamese caramel. I'll add in 2 tablespoons of sugar and I'll let that slowly melt while occasionally stirring. And after a couple of minutes, that sugar should start to melt and clump up a little bit. And we'll continue to cook that slowly until the sugar is fully dissolved and the color starts to change. Now make sure you don't burn your sugar, as that'll impart an acrid flavor to the dish. Now after 6 or 7 minutes, the sugar should start to turn a dark amber color. And once it's there, we'll add in our marinated chicken thighs and brown that off. Now, because we didn't put any liquid into our nước màu, you'll notice that the sugar might start to clump up a little bit, and that's completely normal. As we continue to add the rest of our ingredients and cook, it'll dissolve. Now we'll brown our chicken off for just a couple of minutes, and then to the pot we'll add in a whole can of coconut soda. If you can't find Coco Rico, you can substitute it with coconut water or coconut juice instead. The Coco Rico will help tenderize the chicken and give us that slight coconut flavor that we're looking for. Now to the pot, I'm gonna add in about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. We'll give that a good mix, add in our chopped Thai chilies. Bring this up to a boil, lower the heat, and let this gently simmer covered for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then when it's done, we'll give it a little taste test, add some black pepper, and make any final adjustments to the seasonings. Then I'll turn up the heat to medium and let this cook uncovered for just a few minutes to let that sauce reduce slightly. And then it's time to plate. We're serving this over some white rice, so we'll just get that into our bowl. Then we'll add some of our sliced cucumbers for health. We'll top that with our braised chicken, making sure to spoon over some of that sauce too. And then we'll garnish our bowl with some green onions. And fresh ground black pepper. Serve this up with a side of soup or some blanched veggies to make it a complete meal. And just like that, you've made Ga Kho Dua at home. As always, the principal recipe is on my blog at feedthepudge.com. Now, I have so many fond memories at Saigon Deli, as this was one of my family's go-to spots growing up. So my dad wasn't much of a cook, but he always showed me love by buying me food. And Saigon Deli was a place that my dad would take me often after youth group on Sundays. At Saigon Deli, he would let me pick out a couple of things like banh mi or chả giò, and the food was always tasty. Now, when I moved out on my own and lived in the area, it continued to be a place that I frequented because of how affordable it was. I lived in First Hill around 2017, and the lunchboxes that included white rice, fried rice, or chow mein with 2 different protein options was only $6. And now I will say the price has gone up by a few bucks since then, but honestly, it's still absolutely worth it. And I do live a little bit further away, so it's not quite as accessible. So whenever I crave that nostalgic flavor, I just make this Ga Kho Dua at home instead. And now you can too. I'm excited for you to try this one out. And if you've made it this far, let me know in the comment section, what's your favorite way to prepare chicken at home? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. And if you like this recipe and you want to learn how to make more of your favorite Vietnamese and Asian dishes, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay up to date on all my latest posts.